Boys and girls, this lesson today is focusing on James Rizzi. He is a famous pop artist from America and he's known for his childlike drawings, and what we're going to do is one of his birds. So you're going to actually draw a very simple bird shape. I'm going to show you, I'm going to do it really lightly in pencil first. I'm going to give you some handouts as well so you can follow it, and you're going to see some examples of Rizzi. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a big dome shape or a circular shape, not close it in. I'm going to do it really lightly. And then I'm going to draw his beak for the bird here. I'm going to do it really lightly so that you can see that when I've got the drawing in, I'm going to trace over it with a black oil pastel. I'm going to do a big body and big eyes and simple wing. Now I'm just mapping out really simply where I want my bird. So I've got him there. So now you probably can't see that very well. So now I'm going to trace over what I've got. I'm really happy with what I've got there. So what I'm going to do is go over those lines. Remember, what we do is when we draw it lightly, if we make a mistake, we don't have any issues with trying to erase those lines away again. So there's my bird's head. Very simple. And then this is his body. I'm going to bring that around. Simple tail. Scoop it back around there. Okay. And then his wing. Simple scallop lines, looks like a three-fingered glove, straight lines for his legs, and then his little feet look like forks, and there it is. Now what we're going to do is actually pick a colour to paint the bird a solid colour, no other colours, just one colour. So I actually did one, and there he is. I actually painted my bird green. Okay, you'll see Rizzi, he does lots of bright vivid colours, really fun. But this is where we actually start to work with wet on wet now. So we need to do the negative space, okay? Remember the bird's positive space? This is negative space, the background. I've got clean water, all right? That's important. And my brush is clean. And what I need to do is actually all around my bird, and we can do this in sections, is to wet the watercolor paper. Now this watercolor paper is nice and thick and heavy, so it can take this. We've also used an oil pastel, so we're actually incorporating the resist painting technique as well. So we're doing wet on wet painting technique and the resist painting technique all in one project. So what I want to show you is when this is wet, I'm just going to do half of it so I'm not holding up you guys from getting started to do your Rizzi birds. I'm going to get my watercolors. I'm just going to pick two colours, okay, and you're going to do the same, pick two colours. So I'm going to actually pick a red, and I'm going to just put that red on there. Now if you look, the water that's already on there, the wet water, is actually making the paint move. It's doing the work for you. And if I take another colour, let me see, what would I like to use with it? I think I'll actually go with an orangey colour. We'll put some colours out for you, you can choose. And if I put them together, they actually work together and they move. I'm just going to wet my brush and I'm going to fill the whole background up with the wet on wet painting technique. Now I'm just adding more water. I'm going to go and add some more colour again. So I'm going to bounce between red and orange, and that's really going to complement my green bird actually, because red and green are complementary colours. I'm going to continue with that, and I'm going to share with you in a moment what it looks like when it's completely finished. Okay, boys and girls? Alright, now we're back and we're nearly finished. I'm just adding in a few extra colours here, and so I'm using my red, and as I said, these are blending on the surface because the water that's floating on top of the watercolour paper is making these paints move for me, so they're doing all the work for you. And then when this is done, we really need to carry it flat and put it on the flat drying rack. So don't put it on anything that's angular, because all the colours will run and they'll actually get into the bird as well, which you don't want to happen. So just to recap, boys and girls, you're drawing a very simple shape of a bird in the style of James Rizzi. You're understanding the technique of wet on watercolour paper, and you're also using resist because of the oil pastel, so it kind of creates a barrier. This colour doesn't go into your bird, it holds that away. And you're going to be understanding the term pop art. So now it's your turn. Let's go and make some art.